Now, coming back to topic, which word were you on? Yes, vasvasa. Now, like I said, we discussed a lot about vasvasa. Yes, he can do vasvasa from other, like he can use other people as puppets. To like if he can't like directly do vasvasa to you, he will use someone else like indirectly. Very sneaky. That's very sneaky of him. And that shows one of his traits. Like his Sneaky Whisperer and his name. It's pretty obvious why he has the name Sneaky Whisperer though. Okay. Then we have Yosfisu. Fi Sudur An-Nas, An-Nas, the wait, next name. Glass of An-Nas, Milk An-Nas, An-Nas, Mushar al-Sauce. Silk An-Nas, yes, Silk An-Nas. What did I say about that? Yes, the one who retreats. Now, the one who retreats. What do I mean by the one who retreats? Now, what I mean by this is that he retreats. Now, Vasvasa. Vasvasa actually has like another type of word from it. That word is Hamasa. Hamasa is like a little different, actually very different from it, but it still is like a little, this tiny bit like Vasvasa. Vasvasa is only used for like bad whispers. I mean bad thoughts, like only bad things. Now Hamasa is rather used for good whispers and bad whispers, both. I'm pretty sure like it can be either of them. Another difference is that Vasvasa, Hamasa, it will like, sure, even if it like does whisper one bad thing, it's only gonna like whisper once. After that, it's not gonna bother you again. But with like Vasvasa, Hamasa won't bother you again. But with Vasvasa, it keeps on coming whenever it gets a chance. Like it will whisper to you once, it will go away for a little bit, like it will retreat, and it'll come back later, it'll leave, it'll come back later, and it'll leave, and keep on going in this cycle. Now that will only happen if you like let the Vasvasa come. That shows like how he takes no breaks. He's just gonna keep on coming. He's gonna leave. He's like want to spread all his he probably has so many techniques that we have to learn. He's probably going to like come at like the perfect moment, then leave, then come back a little bit later, then leave again. Like basically what I said. So that's why he retreats. He retreats like very fast. You can call Iblis a coward because cowards retreat. So he is a coward because he like retreats right after. But you still cannot underestimate him because he does come back. Then he retreats. So the one who retreats. Silk An-Nas Allazi who Yuwasvisu whispers Fi into Sudurin, the chest Fi Sudurin Nas, of people, of mankind. So like I said this before, that he has a limit to his power. Yes, he does not have like full power, like, oh, if he does some waswasa, it's completely not your fault that you got the waswasa. He has a limit to his power, because obviously if like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he asked like him for power, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gave him like unlimited power, then what's the point of this whole thing that's happening now? Then nothing would be our fault, and like azab wouldn't be like a thing that existed. So yeah, he has a limit to his power, enough limit to do it, to make it that if we do something bad, that he put into our like chest, and if it's like to our limit, if we want to like let it into our heart. So he has a limit to his power, and that limit is sudur. Now, sudur means chest. Lots of people mistake it for heart. The actual word for heart is like kulub. So, like if it want to be who whispers into the hearts of people, it would have been Allazi wasfisu fi kulubin nas. But it is fi sudurin nas. So that means he can only whisper into the hearts of people. That's his limit. Not I did not mean hearts. I meant chess. I mean, he only has like the limit to chess. He can only whisper into your chest. That's his limit. He cannot do any more than that. Now it is your choice. That if you want to let like that thing that's waiting, because like the bad thoughts, he will whisper like the bad thoughts sneakily into your chest. Then like the bad thoughts will keep on trying to come in like into your heart and chest. Into your heart and soul. Now it's up to you. Are you going to stay strong? Are you going to hold strong and you're not going to let them in, or if you're just going to let them in? That's all up to you. So yeah, sudur, it means chest, not heart. Heart is kulub. Okay, so the one who whispers into the chests of people, of mankind. Now like mankind is half responsible for this. Okay, then there is the last line, the last verse. Minal jinnati wan-nas. Minal jinnati wan-nas. What does minal jinnati wan-nas mean? Minal jinnati wan-nas, it means what? It means like from among jinn and from among mankind. Now, like I said, he uses puppets, people, mankind, and jinns as puppets to do waswasa. So from among jinn, obviously he uses jinn, and he uses mankind from among mankind. Min from, like I said, like min shari, like min means from, minal from among, jinnati, jinn, wa means and in Arabic, nas. One nas is like wa and nas combined. So like nas, mankind. Like I said, he can use jinns as what? Puppets. Jinns can also like be whispered. They can also whisper. You should know about jinns one thing, like I said some time ago, that like jinns are like humans, more like humans than angels. They're like humans. They can also get whispered to. Yes, jinns, they don't only whisper like mankind. Mankind can whisper to like other mankind, and jinns can whisper to other jinns. Yes, so jinns can also get whispered to, because jinns, I'm pretty sure jinns also have like their judgment. They are also gonna get judged. So they're also gonna get whispered to. Iblis, that's how cruel Iblis is. He just whispers to his own kind. He's gonna betray his own kind. That's cruel. So yes, he betrays. Iblis betrays. Not another thing. He betrays. He betrays his own kind. That's how cruel he is. And that jinns can also get whispered to. And mankind, obviously. Mankind can obviously get whispered to as well. So mankind, like technically everybody can stab each other in the back. Anyone can be a traitor. That's sad. Oh, that's so sad. Alright, now, so coming back to the topic, yes, jinns can also get whispered to, and jinns are like humans, yes. Now, we also focus on one thing, fi kulubin nas. Now, again, I've mentioned this before, but in case you still didn't get it, sudur, it means chest. Kulub means heart. Fi sudurin nas. it is fi sudur An-Nas, which means who whispers Ilahinas Nas Allazi wasfu fi sudur An-Nas. So it just means that they only have like what? The capacity. He only has the capacity to whisper into our chest. If he had the capacity to whisper into our heart, then that would have been, then this line, the Quran, it would have been, in the glorious Quran, would have been, Allazi wasfu fi qulub An-Nas, who whispers into the hearts of people. Now also people do accidentally get this wrong, and they say that he can whisper into the hearts of people, like in the translation. But of course, a translation, it actually means that he can only whisper into our chest. It would have actually not made sense if he could whisper into our hearts, because then it would have been like no test at all. Because the test that happens here when he like whispers into our chest is that if we are going to let him in, like if we are going to like open the door to our heart, because our soul's home is our heart. So will he like be able to do that? Will he? That if he could have like straight put it into our heart, there'd be like zero test, because we would take like no blame. We'd have the perfect excuse like, oh no, but I couldn't. You gave him enough power, so I couldn't stop him. I didn't know that he was coming. I couldn't stop him. I couldn't prepare. I mean, what would happen if you prepare anyway? You can't do anything. So that's where the test part comes in, because he whispers into our chest. There's like something that we can do about it. That's also why Surah An-Nas is so like dangerous, because like in Surah Al-Falaq, we can't really control it. Oh, speaking of Surah Al-Falaq, I almost forgot one thing. Now I said like this like in the like vlog some time ago in the video that like ego is very, very like deadly and very, very bad. Now if you don't have to worry, because in Surah Al-Falaq, we already get protection from like ego, because in Surah Al-Falaq, I said this a long time in the video again some time ago, that Surah Al-Falaq gives us protection from physical things, and there like in Surah Al-Falaq we are getting protection. We also get protection from what? Ego, because like Hasni Zasad, we get protection from jealousy or ego. When do you get jealousy? When you have ego. That's the only time you can get jealousy, if you have ego yourself. So yeah, because you want your ego to be like the biggest. So if like someone has a bigger ego than you, then you'll be like jealous, like, oh, how do they have the bigger ego than me? Yeah, so we get protection from ego there in like Surah Al-Falaq. So you don't have to worry about ego if you said Surah Al-Falaq. Okay, now coming back to topic, what will we saying? Let's see. Yes, we are talking about like how, yes. So it is your choice if you want to let like this, what? You want to open your heart, like the door to your heart and your soul, like for the bad thoughts, or if you like want to not let them and like make them quit and like finally make the bad thoughts go away. That is your choice, if you want to open the door or not open the door. You shall decide. So yes, then yeah, obviously about that, that is like why this small little line is also very important. And this just shows how like Surah An-Nas, this specific line, this tiny little line, Minal Jinnati wan-Nas Allazi wasfu fi sudur An-Nas, this small line could have changed like the whole glorious Quran, because oh boy, is this small line a game changer if you learn about it. Okay, so we did what? We already did Minal Jinnati wan-Nas. We are like revising. So now we will go ahead and do like this full small revision, and then we will get to 4 main characters. There's like 4 main characters in here. which we will say in the revision, because I said this before, and we will revise the 4 characters. So let's get to the revision. Now, what we said in Kulauzar bin Nas, we said that yes, we learned what kul has 2 meanings, and that a word can like use 2 meanings or more meanings like at the same time while you're only saying the word once. That jinns are like humans, and that mankind are like also stands for what angels and like jinns, because they're like people. They're not people, but they are like people. And that when you like openly when you like say Kul A'udhu Birabbin Nas, you are like fully killing your ego. If you have like the good intention of like saying Kul A'udhu Birabbin Nas, you are killing your ego. And that you are also then what else is that when you have like a good intention and you're like declaring it, you're also coming into his like obedience and listening to his commands when you like recite the surah itself, because he commanded us to declare that he commanded us to declare that we seek refuge and we need refuge of the Rabb of mankind. So we learned those things in Kul A'udhu Birabbin Nas. Then there's Malik An-Nas. We learned that also we learned in like Kul A'udhu Birabbin Nas that he also likes to be called Rabb a lot. Then there's Malik An-Nas. We learned that he also likes to be called master or owner, and he is like the master and owner of mankind. And then in An-Nas, we learned that he is the only one that is worthy of worship and praise by mankind. Or we could also mean that he is the Allah and King of mankind. Then there's what else we learned? An-Nas min sharril waswasil khannas. We learned about his traits and about his like nickname. That we learned that he is sneaky, that he whispers, that his name is Sneaky Whisperer, and that he retreats. And we also learned about Hamasa and Waswasa, like the differences between Hamasa and Waswasa. Like how Hamasa is like used for like good or bad, and that it only like whispers once, whether it be good or bad. And that Waswasa is only used for bad, and it whispers again and again and again, and it's continuously very annoying. And that he never takes breaks, and that he never takes vacations, and that he will never miss out on opportunities that he has. And what else? That he retreats, because we said Waswasa here, we use the word Waswasa, and Waswasa like comes, goes. It does not stop. That means he retreats, but then he also comes back. So he also retreats. That's another thing that we learned. Then what? Yes, that min sharri waswasil khannas allazi waswasu fi sudurin nas. We also learned that he has limits to his powers, and that he can only whisper into our chest, and that sudur means chest and kulub means heart. And how this small line can change the whole Quran, like the whole Quran, like it can change it all. This small line in Surah An-Nas, and how it can like change it so much, and that lots of people make mistakes with here. And that if it was like hard, that he could whisper into our heart, or have been allazi waswasu fi qulubin nas. So we learned that, and we learned that it is our choice, and that we can defend ourselves from Iblis's bad thoughts. Then we learned that because like we can open like the door of our heart into our soul. And we also learned that like the heart is the soul, home of the soul, and that we can also close keep the door closed of the heart. Then minal jinnati wan nas, and that both jinns and mankind can backstab each other, and they can also like whisper to each other. And that what Iblis, he uses them as what puppets to whisper into our hearts, trying to whisper into our hearts, like into our chests, by using them as puppets. If he cannot directly like whisper to you. Okay, so yeah, that's what we learned. And we also learned that jinns are more like humans than angels are, and that jinns can also be whispered to. So we learned those things in this surah. Pretty interesting things indeed. So we revised about that. Now we will actually focus on what, like I said, what were the 4 characters we are going to focus on? What are the 4 ones? Yes, they are the first, obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because if you're talking about the Quran, there has to be at least something, one tiny thing that's related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there. Then there's this other one. Who is this surah about? Yes, this surah was about Iblis. So yes, obviously Iblis. Then there's obviously jinns and mankind. I mean, the surah's name is mankind. So obviously, and another main character is mankind. So the main character that we will focus on is Iblis. Yes, that main character shall be Iblis, because this surah, yes, it's named mankind, but its main purpose is to what? Make us learn about Iblis and how he like works and how his tactics work. But we also learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's tactics. But to learn it, you must learn a little bit more than Surah An-Nas. More than Surah An-Nas, obviously, to learn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's tactics. But in Surah An-Nas, we are technically like notified of all of his tactics, like all of Iblis's like ways of attacking and like what he does, his planning. Technically fully exposed. So yeah, he is fully exposed here. Like I said, we learned so many things about him, like how he is limited. He has limited power. He has what? He only has what? He can only whisper into our chest. Then that he is very sneaky, and we have to be very, very, very careful. Because you cannot underestimate Iblis at all. Then there is what? Then there is that he whispers. Then, because you know why he whispers into Jesus? He says he whispers because he whispers. You know how you say whispers? Most of the time people don't notice, because he can also whisper. He can like whisper to you, because if you like he just said it, then other people would also know, because they're also here, so they'd also know like Iblis has come up to him. See that, so that time they're also tested, because you know he can like hit 3 birds in an arrow. Let me tell you. Let's get 2 people. Let's say let's get 2 people's names. Let's say Marie and let's say Alexa. Marie and Alexa are having a conversation. Marie, she is like a tiny bit offended by a thing, you know, like something that Iblis should just rag off. Now Iblis, he'd see a chance, he'd see this opportunity, he'd go to Marie and he'd whisper some bad things into Marie, and because she's a little bit offended, and she didn't like brush it off too much, she thought of it too much. That's another thing, that you should not like, most things, like there's things that you should not overthink, and overthinking can also sometimes overthinking can be very bad as well. Most time overthinking is very bad, because she was overthinking it for a bit, even though she could have just ragged it off by now. Marie, then she let like the things into her heart, and then she got like very angry because of all like the bad thoughts. Then she put all her anger out at Alexa, and then Alexa, Iblis can go to Alexa, and he can put like bad thoughts into her chest, like, oh no, she's angry at you, she's not your friend, she's a fake person. and then she'll let those into her soul, and then that she would get sad, and then he'd go back to Marie. Marie would feel guilty, then he'd feel guilty, then he just hit 3 birds with 1 arrow. So that like Iblis can that's why he like whispers and then just like directly say it, because when you're whispering, now the other person like that you got angry on, they have to like figure it out. Did this person just get angry by their choice, or did Iblis do that? Did Iblis make him like angry? So that's a test for them too, because if because Iblis, like I said, he can hit like 3 birds with 1 arrow. That person, now it's up to that person if they want this whole thing to go up into disaster. Of course, it's both that other person's fault, but it's also their fault because they're also being tested. Because it's like up to that person. Do they want to get offended, and do they want to make the other person feel guilty, and do they want Iblis to get 3 birds with 1 arrow? That's up to them. So that's why he like doesn't whisper. He like doesn't like just directly say it. He will whisper. He'll be like, this so super sneaky, and he'll just come into the like get the perfect techniques to like do whatever he can and do this, very, very sneaky. So that is one of the techniques of Iblis. Of course, there's so many more that we have yet to explore. I mean, he can probably like attack 10 people at the same time with a specific technique that he has, of course, but we still had to explore it. Oh no, maybe you can like put some suggestions of what you think like some of the techniques of Iblis would be in the comments down below, and who knows, maybe some of them might just even be like correct guesses, because correct guesses are like 50-50. It can rather be correct or rather be wrong. So you can put your comments down below about what you think. Like you can like come up with like what you think what would happen with like a few people or one person, what like Iblis can do. You can come up with techniques that Iblis might have, and you can put them in the comment section down below so everyone can see them. Now the next thing that we learned is that he read traits. Yes, he read traits, because I've repeated this like 2 times before, but we'll repeat it again. He is like the power of Waswasa, not Hamasa. He has the power of Waswasa. He can come again and again and again and again and again and again and again, like an annoying pop-up ad. And boy, do I get those a lot. I get like so many pop-up ads. So we also learned that he read traits, because yes, he comes again and again and again and again and again like a pop-up ad, but if you like try to stop it, at least like press like the cross one time, like the cross, it at least goes away for like amount of time, then later on it comes back. So it's in the case you can't like permanently get rid of him, but you can temporarily get rid of him. Plus sometimes you'll just get used to it, and then you're like, fine, let's do this again, like do your thing that you came up with to get Iblis again, like Iblis out of your way, then you'll be done, good to go. You'll just get used to it by that time.
Hello there, viewer. Remember when I said that this video will be in parts? Well, I guessed right. So if available, you can go watch the next part. I will not introduce myself there though, so only watching them in order will make everything make sense. If you are wondering why I am uploading in parts, my internet hates me, so I have to separate this video and then upload them, otherwise I will not get internet for like 3 days. Anyway, see you in the next part. Bye.